opportunity to interview Pam Shane. She's currently employed at Sanford Hospital. She has her LPN degree. She's had that for 23 years. She's currently employed in the dialysis unit, which consists of when people's kidneys go, like they're failing, then they have to get hooked up to a machine, and that usually 3 to 4 times a week they go to the dialysis unit and clean their blood out. And so they get needles poked into them, and then they hook it up to the machine, and that circles their blood to clean all the toxins and stuff that your kidneys would normally do for you. So so I'm proud to share with you the interview I had with Pam Shane. She became a nurse. The reason why she became a nurse is because she wanted to change many lives. When she was younger, she worked as a CNA throughout high school, and she then went on to school to become a nurse. And she only decided to stay at an LPN because she liked her job that she had, and she just didn't have no other desire to go back to school to be an RN or further. The most important thing that she has learned while she has been a nurse throughout all these years, she has worked in several different places, but she loves working in the dialysis, and the thing that she learned the most is to always have patience, because even working with so many different people, you get irritated, and sometimes that will make you want to quit your job, but through it all, she loves her job, so she just continues to have patience, and she also has to have patience with some of her clients sometimes, because that also is kind of stressful when you have somebody sick in there and doesn't know what to do. It gets kind of stressful. So she said the most important thing is to have patience, and that her job is probably one of the most rewarding jobs, because she can go to work with a bad day and she comes home seeing that, some days, some people ain't promised tomorrow. So it's very rewarding. The type of communication she uses to work is, she uses person to person, telephone, emails, but the most important one she says she uses the most is person to person, because she is constantly talking to the patient. They're constantly, every 15 minutes they check their vitals, their blood pressure, their temp, to make sure that that's changing while their blood is being cleaned, because that can be very dangerous if it does. She has daily contact with their doctors, with their families, with the patients themselves. So she said that person to person is the most reliable communication and the most effective. And she also has communications with the nurses she works with. They keep a good record, and also they put a lot of information into the computers, which basically has their whole health record, their vitals, everything, so they can always go back and rely on that for information. The type of people she mostly takes care of is elderly, because mostly elderly people are the ones that get sick. Usually people with diabetes lose their kidney function. She has seen a lot of young people, but most of them are elderly. She doesn't do a lot of speeches a lot. She mostly listens, I guess. So if there's a speaker or something, she's always the one listening. She doesn't give the speeches, and that's just her preference. I asked her if she ever gets tired of her job, and she stated that there's many days that she does get tired of her job, because as a nurse, you have to work 10 to 12-hour shifts, and that does get tiring, especially when you're on your feet all day, she said. So She says she does get tired of it sometimes, but it's very rewarding, and that's what keeps her there. I have learned a lot from this interview. I asked her questions that made me understand what kidney dialysis really is. As me learning it in school, they just touched the basics of it. I know that there's a lot of opportunities in this, but after this interview, I would really consider giving the dialysis unit a shot to work at and see if that's something that would interest me. Because I would also love to make a difference in people's lives. I have experienced people going through kidney dialysis in my family, and I would just like to consider me giving that back and treating other patients with this disease. And I would also like to make a difference in patients' lives. Stop.